With over 40 years of airtime on our favorite screens, Saturday Night Live has since become known for its shock factor value. Whether it be simple comedic relief or jaw-dropping surprise announcements, it's always a crazy time. But with all that awe, sometimes we're hit with some unexpected controversies. So today, BTS is here to reveal our top 10 most controversial SNL moments that shocked everyone. I'm your host Michaela, and let's peek beyond the screen. In at number 10, making light of DV. Domestic violence is never funny, and SNL seemed to learn this lesson not once but twice from their skits. During the Heard Deb media craze, SNL was right at the center of it to bank off the hype with a skit classed as disturbing. In the opening episode on May 14th, the ongoing comedy show mocked the defamation trial between the ex-spouses. The questionable skit began with Kate McKinnon playing MSNBC reporter Nicole Wallace, who referred to the trial as cuckoo. From there, the skit saw a massive downfall by swapping between various exaggerated scenes of the case and its viewing, including the people in it and the troubling events that occurred at the time. It was portrayed as a fun diversion, but reports blasted SNL for depicting the exact opposite. By half-heartedly attempting to discuss the issue of using DV for entertainment, SNL made themselves a part of the problem in a big way. Reactions to the sketch were overwhelmingly negative, as many viewers responded harshly to SNL joking around about incredibly serious allegations. According to reports, quote, SNL makes the case more of a joke. Comedy actress Cecily Strong, who portrayed an eager version of the case's judge, said at one point, "This trial is fun." However, it really wasn't. It was surrounding a heightened time when people felt vulnerable and robbed of their rights, similar to more recent events of Chris Rock, who was a victim of physical violence witnessed by millions worldwide, quipping how people should believe all women except Amber Heard. Still, this wasn't SNL's first time making damaging skits around DV. Their actors also partook in a 2022 sketch that made light of Tiger Woods not only being a serial cheater, but also implied the allegations of domestic violence in his relationship being something to laugh about. Blake Lively was the host of the episode and played Tiger's wife, while Tiger was portrayed by Kenan Thompson. But the most damaging part of this sketch was that Rihanna was the episode's musical guest. Mega yikes. Before we break down the rest of today's list, be sure to comment below which SNL scandal from our countdown shocked you the most. In at number 9, Kanye's Mega era. Kanye once made one of the worst career moves of his life when he went on an incredibly jaw-dropping pro-Trump rant. Decked out in full gear, including a bright red Make America Great Again hat, Kanye made his SNL guest appearance on stage after the show's send-off by grabbing the mic and getting right to it. The speech began with the rapper mentioning, "They bullied me backstage saying don't go out there with that on." He then went on to explain how attacking the then president wasn't helpful and that the majority of the news was in the liberals' favor. Ye even broke out in a song to complete his moment. Via a People report, Kanye was dressed up as a Perrier bottle when he performed his then latest single, but wound up making the show's stars uneasy. According to the publication, Kanye made it uncomfortable for the cast and Adam Driver by calling them back on stage, not saying why, and then went off on them. The artist proceeded to imply that the cast had attempted to refrain him from using their platform for his political expressions. Naturally, videos of the speech made their rounds on the internet. Chris Rock even uploaded snippets of Kanye's speech to his Instagram account, and in small bits, the comedian was overheard whispering, "Oh my god." Of course, Kanye was heavily criticized for reportedly using the popular show to deliver his beliefs. In at number 8, Ashley's lip sync fail. In what can actually be described as one of the most awkward television moments in history, and that is a huge achievement to get to, Ashley Simpson comes out on top for the most insane lip sync fail on national television. She couldn't have been caught with her pants more down when she performed Pieces of Me live. The show started abruptly, and it seemed Ashley herself wasn't ready to put on her show because she was dancing around and singing on stage with her mic nowhere near her mouth. The band attempted to save the singer's awkward performance by playing their music louder, but the damage was already done. Probably out of sheer embarrassment, Ashley scurried off stage just as quickly as she came on. And her reason for even considering live lip syncing on SNL? Acid reflux. As for behind the scenes footage during the time, Ashley originally burst off the stage in tears during rehearsals because she wasn't a fan of the way her voice sounded and was worried she'd lose her voice for the real thing. So while her theory to lip sync may have been valid, SNL's biggest rule is that all live performances must be, well, live. It certainly didn't help that Ashley blamed everyone around her for the incident at first either, including her drummer. Though Ashley eventually swallowed her pride and was even invited back onto the show a year after, where she successfully sang her then new songs, Sans Issues. In at number 7, Martin nearly cuts everyone's checks. Martin Lawrence quite literally almost got everyone in the room fired during his appearance. While performing his opening monologue, the comedian suddenly flew off script with complaints that the producers were attempting to stifle his jokes and censor his performance. And then it got worse. He went on to expose pretty much everything NBC was certainly not comfortable having aired on national television. If you've ever seen a rerun of this episode, it was alternatively edited, and Martin wasn't asked to come back after it. According to the internet rumor mill, Martin nearly cost everyone their jobs. At one point it was virtually impossible to find the clip as well, but YouTube recently saw its re-upload, which is still available to watch as of right now. And let's just say Martin wasn't too easy on holding back the profanities and reportedly graphic stories. He even stripped off his shirt at the very end to do an impromptu dance. But then again, what would be a Martin Lawrence stand-up show quite without it? Since this, some fans hoped that one day the uncensored clips of his time on stage would resurface, and they were very lucky when it was revived 3 months ago. The comments were flooded with major support for Martin and how much they enjoyed his free spirit. On this, one even wrote, "Wow, he really didn't hold back. I understand why this was censored and why he was banned. Lawrence standards have been pretty clear throughout the years, but I'm not offended by it, and I haven't really seen anyone be offended by it." In at number 6, Sinead vs Pope John Paul II. In other news, Sinead O'Connor has been known to be a person who simply does what she pleases. So when she was rehearsing for her SNL performance, she grasped a picture of a child in her hand, possibly in hopes of publicizing the need to combat hunger in third world countries and help those who need it most. However, when it came time for the live show, Sinead decided to pull up a photo of Pope John Paul II while literally singing about the enemy. She tore the picture up on live television while encouraging viewers to fight the real enemy. Of course, Sinead faced a permanent ban from SNL, and her career saw a rather steady plummet since the incident. In at number 5, another Pope sketch. Back in 2013, SNL obviously just had to ring in the heavily anticipated announcement of the new Pope in the most controversial way it seems. While acting out the parody, Kevin Hart was revealed as the newest leader of the church, but he was entirely unlike his regular self. Instead, he became a child actress named Kevin Wallace. Kevin dressing up as a woman outside of entertainment purposes surrounded a rather suggestive discussion, particularly because Dave Chappelle's then assumptions of black men being sellouts whenever they dress up as women. Even with the controversy and backlash though, Kevin thoroughly defended his actions via Twitter, insisting it was solely his decision to dress up. Obviously, the simplest solution for stuff like this would be for SNL to cast more black and other POC women to portray these types of characters, or just not be controversial period. But I know the latter is seemingly impossible, so fans believe it'd be nice if they strayed away from mainstream media of remaining standardly white. In at number 4, Jesus the Terminator. Honestly, this next point speaks entirely for itself, and that is SNL's questionably distasteful Jesus skit. During the Christopher Waltz hosted episode, an actor who's had roles in both Django Unchained and Inglourious Basterds, the show presented a skit which pissed off everybody. No word of a lie when I say NBC's advertisements were even pulled from Sears and JCPenney at the time. The video surrounds a fake trailer about Jesus being reincarnated as a vengeful assassin. The skit was visibly gruesome and deemed highly distasteful because of its excessive use of cursing, racial slurs, and unholy imagery. So basically the exact opposite of everything the Bible stands for. To possibly dig things deeper into the ground, the skit ended with the line, "No more Mr. Nice Jesus," while the actor portraying the higher power cocked back his ironically heavy weapon. Needless to say, Fox News was overly excited to have something new to shout about, and every religion was quite literally crossed. In at number 3, Starbucks is racist. The concept of Starbucks always getting names wrong was classic greatness, except for the large fact that SNL decided to serve up the joke in an incredibly racist manner. SNL turned what could have been an iconic sketch into a brow-raising racial commentary regarding people talking crap to one another at Starbucks while putting in their orders. The skit included a female coffee machine named Verquanica. The sketch centered around a white woman named Marsha who purchased a Starbucks machine, one that was the company's newest model to serve consumers their coffee in the comfort of their own homes. The mock commercial featured 2 machines communicating in a manner that is deemed ghetto, and Verquanica was notably wearing hoops around what was meant to be her robot ears. Aside from the painful racial digs, like when the 2 exchanged expletives about Marsha by calling her a female dog, this SNL move could have otherwise been a hit without offending anyone. But then again, that is exactly what SNL has become known for over time. The implications were all loud and clear, however, and left people unhappy without a doubt. In at number 2, visual impairment jokes. SNL's sketch surrounding blind people was rather problematic. During a 2008 episode, the comedy show took multiple jabs at the then New York governor David Paterson. It portrayed David as a visually impaired idiot who was clueless about his location. While the writers not only failed to realize David was was legally blind, they also openly mocked disabled people. David stepped forward to call out the sketch, dubbing it third-grade humor, while the National Federation of the Blind also expressed their disapproval. SNL has again showcased visually impaired community members as fools in the past, using their disabilities against them for giggles. And in at number 1, the F-bomb. For a bit of a lighter comedic relief, Samuel Jackson once nearly dropped the F-bomb live. Anyone who's familiarized themselves with the actor before knows he has a habit of cursing in the most interesting way. Of course, this starkly contrasted NBC's no swearing policy though. So when Samuel came dangerously close to finishing the entire word during the closing segment of the clip, host Kenan Thompson hilariously swooped in to save the day, expressing, "Come on, Sam. That costs money." Despite Samuel being adamant about never saying the complete word, he was still a lot closer to doing so than pretty much any other SNL guest. While many have dubbed SNL's controversies as straight up offensive and a hit on the progression the world is trying to move in, others have found ways to laugh about these points and call people out for their lack of humor. Wherever you stand on this though is entirely up to you. Thanks for tuning in, BTS out!